The Amorite civilization began around 1894 BC, when one of the members of his tribe named Sumlubum developed the city of Babylon, or commonly called Babylon, in Mesopotamia. Develop it into a big and majestic city. He founded a dynasty there and became its first king. Then Swambum was replaced by Sumulail, Sabium, Apilsin, Sinmubalit, and Hammurabi. Under King Hammurabi, Babylon or Babylon, and historians commonly refer to it as Old Babylonia to distinguish it from New Babylon later on when the Chaldean dynasty reached its peak. Hammurabi's territory not only covered the Sumero-Akkadian region, southern Mesopotamia, and Assyria in northern Mesopotamia, but also extended to the Zagros Mountains in Persia, the area around the Persian Gulf, Asia Minor, to the Khabur River in Syria. His kingdom is even said to be almost as large as the ancient Egyptian empire under Pharaoh Menes, the king who united Egypt. Hammurabi was also known to be proficient in bureaucratic matters. He set taxes and enforced a centralized government. During Hammurabi's time, the name Babylon became a kind of substitute designation for the Mesopotamian region. Although he conquered many other kingdoms, Hammurabi was better known because during his reign, one of the phenomenal policies carried out by Hammurabi was the preparation of Babylonian laws. The law contains regulations on trade, slavery, damages for damages, theft, and family relationships. The law describes the principle of presumption of innocence during the reign of Hammurabi, where a person is not immediately found guilty when he gets an accusation, but the accusation must really be proven. And if the accuser is lying, then the accuser will be punished. What is interesting is that half of the law contains employment contract rules, such as the provision of minimum wages to workers, the amount of money to be paid to doctors, the obligation to compensate for property damage, and other rules that guarantee justice. Even a judge who is unfair or wrong in deciding a case does not go unpunished. Hammurabi's law provided for multiple deaths as a punishment for a wrongdoing. The death penalty was imposed on people who carried out robberies, broke into other people's homes to steal, protected runaway slaves, killed people, and kidnapped children. One of Hammurabi's most famous is Law Number 196, which states that if someone rips out another's eye, then his eye must be gouged out as a punishment. Other harsh punishments were cutting off the hand of a child who beat his father, breaking the bone of a person who broke another's bone, pulling out the tooth of a person who knocked out another's, throwing an adulterous woman into the Euphrates River with her lover, and cutting off the ear of a person who committed the assault. Codex Hammurabi is recognized as one of the earliest and most complete written laws. In addition, the Babylonians also managed to secure themselves from the shadow of the Elamites who controlled eastern Mesopotamia and conquered the old Assyrian Empire. After conquering Elam and controlling its territory, the Babylonians then conquered other cities, such as Kis, Lagasse, Nippur, Borsippa, Uruk, Umma, Adab, Sippar, Rapikam, and Eridu. It was this Babylonian conquest that brought peace to Mesopotamia, which had previously been in a vortex of conflict and chaos. In addition to controlling Mesopotamia, Hammurabi also reformed the old Babylonian system of government by overhauling the taxation and government system. The city of Babylon, which was the capital of the Babylonian Empire, was made a center of civilization, religion, and culture by Hammurabi. Old Babylonia also made progress in the trade sector. Trade relations were established with other nations, such as the Canaanites in the land of Sham. In the field of architectural art, Old Babylonia also made progress, evidenced by the existence of giant temples with rough stone walls. In the field of science, the Old Babylonians are known to have applied mathematics in calculating the calendar year. After Hammurabi's death, the Babylonian region came under constant threat from the Hittites from Asia Minor, and the Kassites, a tribe in the Zagros Mountains of Persia. The Hittites finally succeeded in occupying the Babylonian Empire around 1531 BC. The nation was later conquered by the Kassites, who ruled there for the next 300 years and renamed the Babylonians to Karandunish. The Kassites adopted some of the Babylonian culture, including its Hammurabi laws. However, Kassites' rule was under constant threat from the Elamites as well as the Assyrians. The two fought for dominance in Babylon, which was eventually won by Assyria. The Assyrian king Tukulti-Ninurta I occupied the Babylonian throne in 1235 BC, once again returning the Mesopotamian throne to its native Assyrian rulers. Assyrians belong to the indigenous people of Mesopotamia because they have long inhabited the northern part of Mesopotamia.